Order operations. First thing we do is grouping symbols. Grouping symbols are parentheses and brackets. Those are the two common ones you're going to see. Next thing you do is exponents. Exponents are superscript letters or numbers, okay, like x squared. The 2 is the exponent. Or the 3, that's an exponent. When it's written as a superscript, it's smaller and it's top right corner. Once you do grouping symbols and exponents, then the next thing you do is multiply and divide in order from left to right. It's not multiply left to right, then divide left to right. It's multiply and divide left to right. So if it's division, then multiplication, you do everything left to right. Don't do multiplication first, then division. They're together. 4, you add and subtract left to right. So you add or subtract going left to right. Pretty simple. Why do we need order operations? To make it simpler, to make it standardized. Okay? If everything's standardized, then everyone's going to get the same answer. If we all did it our own way, would we get the same answer? No. Okay? So the reason they came up with order operations is to make sure that everybody gets the same answer. You know exactly how to work each problem. There's no questions in what do I do first. That's why we have it. Make sure you memorize it. All right, write this problem down. All right, solve it with me. Make sure you do it exactly how I do it. Okay, it's not too important right now, but the later we get to where we're doing problems that have 5 to 6 steps. It's important you do each step like I do it, right? Because you're going to know how to do it when you get home. You're required to write down everything I write down on the board. You're also required to do it the exact way on your homework. So I can help you. If you make a mistake, we can find it. That's why you have to show your work. Make sure you're showing your work every day. Do not make me tell you to show your work. If you're not showing your work, I'm going to start throwing your homeworks away. If you're going to be lazy. Does everybody understand? What are we supposed to do? Show our work. 2 plus 3, parentheses 5 minus 1. Someone raise your hand. Tell me, what do I do first? What do I do? I do parentheses first. Grouping symbols. 5 minus 1 is 4. What do I do next? Raise your hand. Jesse. 3 times 4, which is 12. 2 plus 12 is 14. There's our answer. That's how I expect you. Write it out every time. It's simple, and it keeps everything lined out. You know exactly what you did. You know exactly why you got what you got. Yes, Jesse?
If we wrote like up on top, is that okay?
That's fine for now, but make sure, because when we get to homeworks that are 5, 6 problems long, and it's not necessarily numbers, it's variables, the letters, make sure you're doing it like I do it. Okay, it's important to keep track. Write this problem down. Someone raise your hand. Tell me, what do I do first? Brody. 3 times 4. Why? Okay. You multiply and divide before you add and subtract. Okay. 3 times 4 is what, Brody? 12. Someone raise your hand. Tell me. Kobe. What? You mean 12? Yeah. 20 minus 12. Okay, you add and subtract. Okay, left to right. We don't do 12 plus 2 first. First thing we do is we subtract. 20 minus 12 is 8. Carson, what do I do next? 8 plus 2, which is what? 10. Write this problem down. Go ahead and solve it. All right, someone raise your hand and tell me the answer. Beagle.
26.
He says 26. Let's check it. First thing to do is grouping symbols. We have inside grouping symbols, we have 3 plus 5 times 2. First thing we do inside grouping symbols is multiply and divide. So 5 times 2, which is 10. 3 plus 10 is 13. 2 times 13 is 26. Easy enough. Write this down. All right, this is a fraction. Fractions are division problems. Okay, anytime you see that line dividing top and bottom, it's just a division problem. Okay, sometimes we can leave them as fractions. In this case, we want to go ahead and divide it out. Okay, so what I do is I do top and bottom separate. I'll do top first, then I do the bottom, then I figure out what I do in between. Okay, so that's how we solve it. What do I do first? Raise your hand.
You do 3 times 4.
3 times 4, which is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. Then I do 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. I have 14 divided by 7, which is 2. The reason I do division last is because this is a grouping symbol. These are grouping symbols, right? We work everything in between there. It could be written like this. Okay, we would do this, then we would divide, right? Is that what we did?
Yep.
Exactly. Write this down. Go ahead and solve it. Someone raise your hand and tell me your answer. 24. Let's check. First thing I do is I go to grouping symbols. We have grouping symbols here. We also have grouping symbols here. Okay. It doesn't matter if I do 3 times 6 first or 7 minus 4. Okay. As long as you don't divide as your first thing. So I'm going to do 3 times 6, which is 18. 7 minus 4 is 3. Okay, we have that inside grouping symbols. So what is 18 divided by 3? 6. 4 times 6 is 24. She's right. Good job. All right. What you need to do is write this down. All right, so Snickers are $1.25, Cokes are $1. Write the expression if you were to buy 4 Snickers or 5 Cokes. Does it say solve? Does it say find the total amount? No, all it says is write the expression. Today, most of your homework, all you're going to have to do is write the expression. I don't think any of them say solve. If they do, solve it, but here it doesn't. So write the expression. So, 4 Snickers. How much does a Snicker cost? $1.25. 5 Cokes, how much does that cost? $1 each. If I was to find the total cost, what would I need to do to these numbers? I need to add them, right? Add 4 times 125 and 5 times 1, right? Okay. I don't need to do it here. I just need to write the expression, so this is my answer. This is all I do. Simple enough. All right, here's your assignment for today. Listen closely. Someone's going to mess this up. 19 through 25. You can see 25 is circled. Why do you think I have the circle around 25? No. It is a special problem. Okay? 19, 20, 21, 22, all those. You do just the same as everything else. Solve them. Show your work on every problem. 25 is special because I want you to solve it, and I also want you to explain how you solved it. Okay? I am trying to get you guys to where you can explain how you do things. So, complete sentences. Anytime you see a circle problem, I need at least 3 complete sentences explaining it. Sometimes more, but 3 is a minimum. So let's say you're home. Let's say 25 look like this. Hey, what I would do is I would go ahead and solve it. I'd work everything out. 5 times 4 is 45. 4 plus 45 is 49. 49 plus 2 is 51. 51 minus 1 is 50. Then beside it, here's what I would do. My first step. Is to take 5 times 9, and I write that out in words, in complete sentences. Now I would say my first step is to take not 5 times 9 because order operation says I multiply and divide before I add and subtract. My next step is to add 4 to 45. My step after that is to add 2. Then I subtract 1. My answer is 50. Write that in complete sentences. Yes.
Only odds are 13 through 17.
13 through 17. So 13, 15, 17. Okay? If I wanted you to do 1 through 10 odd, I would write odd right there. Okay? But it's not. It's just 13 through 17 odd. So 1 through 10, 13, 15, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 25 is special, at least 3 sentences, 32, and then 40. Okay? Explain to me how you solve that problem. If you don't do that, someone will leave it off. I won't even count that problem. You missed that problem. I don't even care if you get the answer right. It's about explaining it in words, complete sentences. And don't misspell words. Come on. Most of you are in 8th grade, 7th grade. You can spell things right. All right, there's your homework. Any questions? Yes. Today is the 18th.